my show had value and that, I'm sorry.
Okay, before you think that this is a video just making fun of somebody, having obviously an extremely hard time facing reality, it's not, okay? This is a video. I'm going to share with you that entire clip. It's a couple minutes long of Joyless Reid, as I like to call her, who is absolutely breaking down and having a mental breakdown, sobbing over her show just recently getting canceled yesterday on a Sunday during Black History Month, no less. I mean, the message that's got, that's a powerful message. Not only is it on a Sunday, you're trying to enjoy your Sunday. Most Americans, if you're like me or you, maybe, on a Sunday, it's family time. It's Sunday dinner. It's like you get your pink slip on a Sunday is very rare. And then during Black History Month, holy mackerel. This is not about that, though. This is about calling fraudulence right to their face. This charlatan, race-baiting, race-hustling, vitriolic, anti-American, anti-capitalist, pro-BLM, pro-Marxist, Leninist, you could almost say spy, really. But more important than not, she was an unqualified broadcaster. She had no business holding a microphone and speaking to millions of Americans, which I don't know, millions is probably a stretch because MSNBC's ratings have been plummeting. This is about what meritocracy is all about. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, your race, etc., etc. You're either doing an excellent job, you're either getting the job done, or you're not. And Joy Reid, or as I like to call her, Joyless Reid, was definitely not getting the job done. Check out this very short montage and then come on back. I'm going to share with you the entire clip of her breaking down. But you have to see this first because this says it all.
See the numbers that Joe Biden had in the suburbs. And I think we have to be blunt about why. Black voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not. That is what it appears happened in that state, is that if you can't flip enough white women, and we've talked about this on this set numerous times, but it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, re-electing, putting back into the White House the person who was responsible for taking those rights away and restoring them. But that message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy.
Fellow Americans, this was a public broadcaster who actually blamed the election on, it's almost impossible for me to understand and fathom how this is even coming out of my mouth. She blamed this on white women. Not the phony-in-chief Kamala Harris, not the fact that she was installed, not elected, not the fact that she was the border czar and we had the worst border crisis in the history of our country, not the fact that she was a DEI vice presidential pick, per Joe Biden's words verbatim, not the fact that she had one task as vice president and she's been deemed the worst vice president in the history of vice presidents. Not the fact that on every single opportunity she had to delineate between her policies, her vision, and Joe Biden's, she remarked, I wouldn't change a thing. Not that. No. It was white women. This is Joyless Reid.
These are the people who say the undocumented, who they get to call illegal immigrants, like the Pilgrims had permission to come here, have to suffer the consequences of their actions, right? They made the choice to overstay their visas or come into our country illegally. So if they get deported, consequences. But you right-wingers shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of your votes? You don't want to be around me because I voted for fascism. No fair. I'm coughing on you with COVID, but you want me to wear a mask for your safety? No fair. My body, my choice. Well, here's an alternative thought. Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears. Troll amongst yourselves with Elon and leave us alone. You got your heart's desire, the president you dreamed of, and worship instead of Jesus. And this time, you didn't even have to storm the Capitol, smash the windows, or try to kill police officers or issue death threats to poll workers. See? You did it just by voting this time. Congrats. You got your way. And he even got away with breaking the law. Yay. But if you expect the 73 million who voted for the prosecutor, not the felon, and particularly the 92% of black women who voted for Kamala to give you a cookie for your vote, a trophy, a hug, a high five, you might be asking too much. If we want to eat with you, we will. But if we just want some peace over the holidays and we don't want to put up with your trolling while we eat our tofurkey, get over it. Stop acting like we owe you. And for God's sakes, stop whining. It's embarrassing. Our Thanksgiving. Our choice.
Okay, this is the last one, I promise, because it's just so good. Here's her absolutely sounding baffled at how Kamala Harris could have lost to President Trump because, well, it was a perfect campaign. Check this out.
I mean, this really was an historic, flawlessly run campaign. Queen Latifah never endorses anyone. She came out and endorsed. She had every prominent celebrity voice. She had the Taylor Swift, she had the Swifties, she had the Beehive. Like, you could not have run a better campaign.
Can't make this up. She actually said that on the air, my fellow Americans and global citizens, that Kamala Harris, the charlatan fraud in chief, ran a, quote, flawless campaign. Big shock that you lost your show. Okay, now here's the moment you've all been waiting for. This happened just today. Joyless Reid breaking down, crying over her show getting canceled. Watch this.
My show had value, and that that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I try not to cry on TV. And this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues. And yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Welcome to the world of meritocracy, Joyless Reid. You're not sorry. You're proud of your race baiting. You're proud of your division fomenting. You're proud of your dissension. You're proud of your treasonous broadcasts, almost every single broadcast, using inflammatory, vitriolic language. Even when the president, your president, vegetable-in-chief Biden, said, tone it down, what did you do? You just cranked it up. You said, no, we're going to go even higher. They are Nazis. They are fascists. He is a threat to democracy, right? And by the way, this whole, my parents came into this country too as legal immigrants, okay? President Trump and over 77 million Americans, probably a lot more because voter ID has a lot to do with this electorate this past 2024. We all believe in immigration. Yes, this country is founded on immigrants. Legal. Not throwing the red carpet out to illegal, criminal migrants who not only usurped and circumvented all the systems and processes, but were given radical citizenship and dumped in swing states. So you frauds, so you treasonous acts of sedition, corrupt, corrosive lunkheads could try to rig the election again. Shame on you, Joy Reid. Your tears mean nothing to me. Good riddance. This is what happens when you have a system that is based on merit and not on didn't earn it. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let me know what your take is on this. Last thing, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, his favorability rating has plummeted to approximately 14%, with about 80% of residents, 80%, I've never heard of anything like this, viewing him unfavorably. I mean, this low approval rate comes amidst all sorts of public concerns, not only giving all Chicago residents taxpayer money towards housing illegal migrants and giving them all sorts of benefits and credit cards and free rent, free board, free food, etc., but crime, taxes, the cost of living. It's absolutely insane to me that they found somebody worse than Lori Lightfoot. But I hope to God America is healing. It seems to me that poll alone on Mayor Brandon Johnson from Chicago, to me, is demonstrative. And the German election, by the way, with the AfD and the more kind of conservative-leaning factions in Germany winning a ton of seats in this recent federal election. I think, and what happened here in the United States, I think the country is healing. I think we're moving past, hopefully, not fast enough, but fast, especially the way Trump's going at breakneck speed, past these cancerous DEI woke ideologies. I call them the worst contagion that have infected our nation. And it's going to take a while, but I think we're finally on. We're over the inflection point. We're over the hump of, real permanent damage. And hopefully we are on the path. I truly believe it in my heart. We're on the path to healing. Tap the thumbs up if you love America and you love the direction that we're going in. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, especially this one. You probably missed that one I posted earlier. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.